Okay, we're going to start off by drawing a rectangle. Okay, and the shortcut key for rectangle is R. Now we want to draw the rectangle on the upright, so we make sure we change the view, draw an upright rectangle. Make sure you check the dimensions. It's about 4.7 by 3.5. This will be exactly that, but just roughly the same size. Now we're going to press P for pull, okay, to create a cuboid. Or we can go to the side of P, but try to use your shortcuts, please. So P for pull. Okay, that should be big enough. Okay, now what we need to do is we just rotate around to check that everything is correct. And what we're going to do now is we're going to draw the triangle on the roof. And what we want to do is we want to find the center of that line. And if I move across, I can see it says midpoint. I click, I drag it up. Doesn't matter too much how high it goes, and then I construct my rectangle. Okay, all right, I'm now going to zoom in, and I'm going to erase the line in the middle because I just want that triangle to be pulled or extended to the end of the shape. So I press P again, I pull it. Now I have to make sure that it doesn't go over the edge or it stops before. So I just zoom in a little bit and I make sure that it goes right to the edge. I click and I check that everything is correct, and if it's not, I just press Ctrl Z to undo and then redo. Okay, so now I'm going to draw a window or two sets of windows here on the side. I'm going to use R for rectangle, and I'm going to draw the outside of my window, and then I'm going to make a frame for the window, and I'm going to draw the inside of the window. So click and drag. Make sure that you, as much as possible, the thickness is the same. If it doesn't, just zoom in and then it will be a little bit more accurate. Okay, now I'm going to draw the second window. Okay, and I'm going to draw the frame. Click, and then draw the frame inside. Okay, now the problem that I have, if you look very carefully, is the two windows are not the same size. So it is better if we draw a window, construct a window, and then we copy and paste it. Okay, so I'm just going to delete those. I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo, Command Z if you're on the Mac, and I'm going to choose my select tool, which is space, and I'm going to try just to select the window. Okay, and I have to be very careful because when I select the window, it is sometimes possible to select things behind the window. So if I orbit around, you'll see that I have selected a line here at the bottom. You can see it's blue, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to go back. Okay, now if I were to copy and paste this, Control C, Control V, you can see it's copied the line on the right, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to deselect. Okay, I'm going to select it again. This I'm going to be careful to make sure that I just select the window. And there we go. So I'm going to orbit around and double check that I've selected nothing else, not the man or anything. Control C, Control V. Now, watch carefully, it says on face. Now, on face means it's on the wall. So that's very, very important. I'm press Ctrl V again. Okay. And I'm going to place two more windows here. On face, you see it says on face. And paste, Ctrl V. And I'm going to do a second window here. Okay. So those are my four windows. I now just need another window and a door on this side. And then we're almost finished. So, rectangle. Okay, don't like the shape, Control Z. Draw it again, that's better. And click. Okay, draw a frame just to make it a little bit more interesting. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an arc just above. So it's A for arc, and it requires 3 clicks. I'm going to draw that one again, but then really look well. So Control Z, undo it, just to make a frame. Okay, okay, that looks a little bit better. So, A for arc, or I can press the arc, which is this one here, and it requires 3 clicks. Okay, so 1 where it starts, 2 where it ends, and then I drag it up, and then a 3rd click to show the diameter of the arc. And I can draw the second one exactly the same on the inside and draw that, and then add a line. But a better option is, and I'll show you in a second what a better option is. I'm just going to undo that. It's one called offset. Offset. Okay, so watch carefully what this window is. So offset is either O or it's the one next to scale. So if I go down a little bit, this one, that is offset. Now if I click on the outside of the shape and I drag in, you can see that it copies the shape. It just changes the dimension. So I can make an exact sort of shape that's similar. It's a lot quicker and it's much more accurate. Alright, one more window here. I'm going to use offset again, and you'll see that it makes the window, the distance between the outside of the window and inside, it makes it more precise than the way we've done it initially. So we're going to offset again, which is O, click on the outside, drag it in, and the frame is perfectly positioned. Okay, so try to use that more often. I don't use it on the first window. If I copy and paste it from a window that's not particularly accurate, that's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to construct a chimney here at the back of the building. We're going to construct a chimney. Okay, so we're just orbiting around, just checking if there's any mistakes or anything we need to change. And we're now going to go to the back of the building where we're going to place our chimney. We're going to do rectangle, draw a rectangle here at the top. Now this is actually going to be quite a little bit tricky because what we've got is we've got 4 lines we need to draw, 4 vertical lines. 2 pairs are equal. So I'm going to start off with the top 2 lines. And when I draw this line, it has to be parallel to the blue line. And if this line is blue, it means it's vertical. It is parallel to the vertical axis. Now this line and the line we draw on the other side, which will be positioned just in the corner, needs to be blue as well, and they need to be the same length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type the length in, and you can choose a number between 0.4 and 0.5 or 0.3, but you can type the dimension in. So I'm going to have mine a length of 0.5, I think, and then I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to draw in a line that's going to be, just escape there, a line that's parallel, so it's going to be blue, and I'm going to type in 0.5, the same measurement I did for the other side. I'm going to join them up, and that's going to. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other side of the chimney. Again, this line has to be blue, and it's got to be in line with the lines opposite of it. Now, SketchUp will tell me when it's in line. You'll see, we'll make like a dotted red line to show this in line with the other lines. Now, the problem is I'll need to change the angle of my view, which will allow it to show me that it's in line. This is not always easy to do, so it might take a bit of trial and error. So I'm just going to move this around a little bit, move it to the left, and if I now click it up, okay, initially it looks like it's not working. I'll go higher up and it's not actually telling me. When I bring it down a little bit more, you can see, it's in line now. Now I can click, okay, and I can take the line across to the right, parallel. You can see it's green because it's parallel to the line. It shows a red line to show it's in line. I'll bring it down, it's blue, and it joins up, and it makes a perfect rectangle. Let me just undo that and then redo it just so that you can see. Now, if you, now we can just complete the chimney by joining up the top lines, the lines at the top, and that should complete this side. And you can see it sort of says it's lined up. Okay, and then I go to the other side and do exactly the same, and then it should complete all the surfaces. It should seal everything up. Just change my view a little bit to make sure that I can get it joined up with the other side. Perfect. And there's our chimney, and our house is now complete. This is a very basic house, and next lesson we're going to look at how to add more detail to the house, but everything looks perfect.